Hello and welcome everyone. My name is bewb, and for the first time ever, I am doing a video on how to create clothing in RLC. I have been asked to do this 100 times and I just don't feel like I'm good enough, and to be honest, I haven't made anything from scratch in a long time. I've done a few recolors or whatever, but so we might be learning how to do this together all over again for me. Alright, so first things first, you are going to need a software for creating clothing. You're either going to need GIMP, which can be found for free at gimp.org, or you can use Photoshop, or you can use, I know some people use paint.net. I've never been able to use that, so I feel like it limits you as to what you can do, but I don't really know because I've never, I tried to use it before and I just couldn't get into it. But you just got to find your spirit animal when it comes to image manipulation software, so you do you, boo. As for myself, I'm using GIMP, and I am using an old crashy version, which is my preference. I am using, you're going to hear me yawn a lot. I'm exhausted. I am using GIMP 2.8.0. And the reason I'm using this one is because it has features that I prefer over what the new version has. So you just find what you're comfy with what you like, and you do you. Alright. So, first things first, if you have not done so already, there is a place to download the designer kit. So you go to your profile homepage, click on the clothing tab, and the designer kit download is right here. Whenever you download it, it's going to look like this. Save it on your computer or wherever you need to save it. I have mine on an external hard drive, so which I do recommend because computers do go down and you don't want to lose what you got. So the UV maps is what you'll be using, and as you can see here, everything is categorized. It has glasses. Let me change the view. So these are what some of the meshes look like. My computer does not want to get started today, and honestly, I can't blame it. Why does it not want to? It just doesn't want to cooperate today. Other tails and horns and all that stuff. Shoes, male and female. HF is human female. HM is human male. You're going to use, for transgender, if you're doing transgender female, you're going to use the female mesh. If you use transgender male, you're going to use the male mesh. I don't see the point in making transgender male. The majority of the population in RLC is male, female, and transgender female. So, if you're not familiar with this stuff, lower body, human female, lower body, you got baggy jeans, boot cut jeans, flare bottom jeans, flare leg jeans, frilly skirt, genitals, Genitals, I think that's medium poly. Yep, that's for the legacy avatar, pretty sure. Lower body gown, long skirt. I think the long skirt is the most popular for making any kind of skirt from the T length all the way up to the mini skirt. I know that's what I use. I just cut it off. Lower body nude is going to be for your underwear layers or tattoo layers. Nude medium policy, that's for legacy avatar. Short skirt, straight leg. Straight leg is for pants, I think. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Upper body, blazer, corset, cowl neck, dress, Elvis jacket, hoodie, long coat. So the nude meshes are going to be for underwear or tattoo layers. The medium poly meshes are always going to be for your legacy avatar. And then you have tank top and t-shirt, and then human male, you got lower body, baggy jeans, dress pants, genitals. I feel sure that's for skin. I don't do skin, so I don't ever use that one. Jeans, so again, the nude are always going to be for underwear and tattoo layers. You can use it for clothing layers as well. But you can't use the other stuff for tattoo and underwear layer, only the nude. That's for legacy avatar, the medium poly. Shorts, so the upper body, dress shirt, hoodie, all that crap. Okay, again, underwear, tattoo layers, medium poly is legacy avatar. Alright. So, I don't use this version of the designer kit. I use this one. It's the same thing. It's just that mine has, the one that I use has been, like, I've saved a bunch of crap in there, stuff I've picked up everywhere. Did I click on the wrong thing? I did. Here it is. Here's stuff that I picked up along the way. Templates I've made, templates people have given me. Stuff I've gotten out of forums, etc. So my folder looks a little bit different. Speaking of forums, let me show you where you can get a bunch of very helpful stuff, and then we'll get started on an outfit. So to get to forums, if you've never been there before, top of your profile homepage, right click on forum. You want to open a new tab. Go down to textures, clothing, tattoos, etc. And pretty sure this was stickied, but I don't see it. And I had it bookmarked, but that's on my other computer. Let me do a quick search. Posted by... Alright, I'm going to pause this video while I search for this, and then I'll be right back. Alright, I found it. So this is called the Super Zabby How-To List. This was not written by Dusty, but she's the one that did all the work of collecting everything, and I'm going to bookmark it on my new computer under Tools. This is super, super, super informative and helpful, not just for clothing, but also for deco. It's mostly deco, but there's other stuff in here too. But there's a place for clothing. Okay, here we go. Clothing design and tutorials. I'm not going to go over every little thing, but there's lots of stuff. Tells you how to do stuff. So there is a lot that you can get from here. Alright, so let's get back to clothing. So I have my GIMP open and I need to find an outfit. So I just did a Google search, summer short outfits for women over 50, because I'm over 50 and I ain't out here trying to look like no hoe. Alright. This right here really caught my eye, but I don't know. That's really pretty though. I like that. I don't think I want to try that though. I want something simple. I like that outfit right there. But no, I'm not. I just want to find something that gives me inspiration, basically. So some inspiration. I like the idea of orange with blue. Alright, so sometimes when I get in the mood for making outfits but I really don't have the time, I will go looking for stuff and I'll go, oh, that looks interesting. I like to make that sometime, so I save it. Okay, so right click, you can click on save image as and save it to your computer, or you can just copy image and paste it into GIMP or whatever program you're using, which is what I do because I'm lazy, like that. And then I'll just save it. So I'm going to export this to, I have a folder on my external hard drive for outfit ideas right here, and I have folders for theme stuff, and I also have some shit that hasn't been filed yet. So summer navy blue shorts outfit female. So when I go looking for ideas, you know, I can just use that. Let's just go with something simple. Let's just do a simple shorts and t-shirt today. So click on file. Now this is for GIMP users, okay? If you're using Photoshop or Paint.net, you're going to have to figure this shit out on your own or find another tutorial. This is for GIMP users. File, open. So the first thing you need to do is open your maps. So you're going to go to your designer kit, go to UV maps. We're going to need the human female upper body. I like to use the skinny top. Which is the nude. Yes, it's the nude, also known as skinny top. I'm going to open it again because I might make a bra and I like to keep my shit organized in order. So the first one will be for the shirt and the second one will be for the bra or whatever. And this is the human female upper body nude mesh, also known as the skinny top. Next will be the bottom layers. So now I'm going to open the human female lower body. I'm going to do nude because I think I want to do some short shorts. And then I'm going to open the same mesh again for the underwear, for the panties. And actually, let me redo these because these are not the ones that I used. I use skinny. Okay, here we go. Skinny top, the color guide. Oh my god. So have I always been this messy? Here we go. And then I'm going to open this again. And then I'm going to, don't worry, I'm going to tell you where I got these. Hold on. And then I'm going to open the skinny pants color guide. I'm going to open that twice as well. Once for the shorts and once for the underwear. And then I'm going to open the shoe mesh. But first I have to figure out which shoes I want to use. So I'll do that after I create my outfit. Because sometimes inspiration doesn't strike till later. So, okay. So first of all, you will see that my meshes look different. And the reason for that is because these are not the ones that came in the download. These are color guides made by Malevolent Beauty. Some of you might be old enough to remember her, but she was a designer back in the day. She's been gone for years. She was one of my favorite designers. And when I was going through the forums files about how to make clothing, I found these and I downloaded them. And they are so, so helpful. So some of the meshes, most of the meshes for clothing they get wonky. You know, they're not perfect. All right. But Mal made this wonderful guide for you, for us. Okay. Let me show you how this works. All right. Let's just say you're making a crop top. So I'm going to create a new layer. This is just an example, okay? And I'm going to use, let's use this pretty green. So I want to make this crop top. And I want, you know, of course you want the cut on the front to meet the cut on the back, right? You don't want it to be off. So this is how these little guides come in handy. Say you want it to come down to about midway to your midriff in front. So I'm bringing it down to this green line right here. And you will notice if you look closely, let me blow this up. You see the line on this side is like almost in the middle, but it's kind of at the lower part of the green line. It's going straight across and you will see it is no longer even on the green line. Okay, and so these meshes are off. But if you, so what I do is when I'm making these lines, I go by the right side, and I'd say 95% of the time everything is lined up perfectly, because I use these these maps that Mal made years ago. They're wonderful. I love them. Okay, so I want the back of my shirt to match up. I want the seams to match up on the sides. So I'm going to pull my box down to the green line, and again, they're not lined up exactly on the green line, so I'm going to get it as close as I can to how I have it lined up on the front area. Because when you're looking at the mesh, this is the front of your shirt, okay? And here's the neck hole right here, and here's the back of your shirt. So yes, you're gonna have to learn how to design backwards, because the back of your shirt is upside down when you're looking at it. So now that I have chosen the space that I want to color in, I make sure I'm on a new layer here, and I fill it in. Okay, I create an extra layer just in case I fuck it up. I make it invisible. I work on the duplicate. Turn down the opacity. Create my neck hole. This is just a little fast example. Create my neck hole. And then you make that invisible. You save this. When you put it on, the front and the back is going to be lined up like the majority of the time. And that's all because Mal took the time to create these color guidelines on these meshes. And I love her for it, because they have saved my life a gazillion times. Okay, like here in the front, like this little teal one or turquoise one down at the bottom. On the back of the shirt, you will see it doesn't, all of it's not even on the mesh. It's just the way the meshes are done. And here, this is the neck area. You can see these are color coded as well. These correspond to these as well. And then over here, these are the arms. These are your hands. You got the top of the hand, the bottom of the hand for both arms. You will find these in the forums. Go digging. It's a hunt. It's a treasure hunt. Go to forums. Read through everything. Learn as much as you can. They will save your fucking life. Trust me. Alright, let's get started. So I am going to start with like a cute little outfit. I don't know what I want to make. I want to make some shorts. I want to make a shirt. Maybe we'll start with a plain little t-shirt. Oh, I know what I'll do. So years ago when I started doing outfits, I made these little folders for ideas, and I named it t-shirts. So I have some of them categorized and some of them are not. They are just kind of there. I saved them for future stuff. Let's see what we can find. Oh, that looks cute. It's a JPEG. I'm gonna have to fix it, but that's super cute. So let's do that. So, alright, this is gonna need some work. So I'm gonna quit talking and I'm just gonna work, and you can watch what I do. I hit the delete key on my keyboard. So I highlighted everything around it, hit delete on my keyboard, and the background disappeared. I see some white around the edges. I said I was going to quit talking, didn't I? Come on. You knew better. You knew better. Alright. I created this black background because I want to see how clean my edges are. Not very fucking clean. So you're going to sit here and watch me while I clean it up. And if you don't want to do that, just skip ahead. When you don't see me clicking anything and something disappears, it's because I've hit the delete key on my keyboard. I use different methods of cleaning up edges. You can use whatever makes you feel most comfy. I use a variety of tools and methods. It's just whatever I feel like works best for what I'm doing. You don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it. And if you need to, zoom in. I'm an old woman. Like my eyesight, I'm wearing my glasses right now, and sometimes I have to zoom all the way in. Okay, I don't know what I've done here, but so you don't want to make these lines on here too long, because when you have curves, like, you don't want it to look like you've cut it off in a straight line. Use short little lines so that you can create curves. So all I'm doing is creating points. I'm just clicking where I want it to be, and that's it. And if you want to undo one, just hit your backspace bar and it'll undo the last one. You can also grab the point and move it, but if moving it does not work, or if you just want to get rid of the point altogether, just hit the backspace button on your keyboard. You guys, creating clothing is time consuming. So if you don't have the time to sit down and learn this shit, don't even get started, because you are going to get so frustrated. I do not have patience. I have zero patience. And it's like I want whatever it is I want it, and I want it right fucking now, damn it. Like, I ain't got time for this shit. That's my whole take on things. And so when I started learning clothing, like, I wanted to do it so badly, but I did not have the freaking patience for it. And I had to teach myself how to have patience. I actually had to sit here and say, this is what you wanted, this is what you're going to have to do, so shut the fuck up, sit down and learn something. And have patience. Yes, I do talk to myself sometimes, because sometimes I just have to hear it. So, alright, so I've got the majority of it cleaned up, but I need to touch it up. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to go around and clean up what I missed. Also, just in case you erase something accidental like that, there's a fix. Don't stress out. Just go to your tool options tab where it says anti-erase. Click on that and just go over it. You'll be fine. Don't panic. Speaking of that, the tabs that I use the most are tool options, layers, brushes, and fonts. These are the ones I use the most. Don't forget to turn off the anti-erase, or you'll be like, what have I done here? Why isn't this working? Alright, so now I'm just touching it up. You do have to have a steady hand if you're going to do it manually. I messed that up a little bit right there. I cut too much of that off. You can also go up here to edit and undo eraser. That will fix it too. I cut off too much. Oops. Okay. It is cleaned up now. And that is so cute. Alright, so I'm gonna, you can delete that background or whatever. So now we have this, and let's go ahead and save it just in case GIMP crashes. I had this in t-shirts. I don't know what it's called. Watermelon? Well, it's not called watermelon. Fruit watermelon. Oh. There we go. Except we're going to save this as a PNG. Okay. So now we have our graphic. And you can put it on the shirt two ways. You can either click on Edit, Copy Visible, go over here to your shirt mesh, click on Edit, Paste as New Layer, or you can click on File, Open as Layers, go to your folder where you have it saved, T-shirts. Mine is in T-shirts. Go down to Fruit, Watermelon, PNG, and import it. Alright, so this is way too big. So I'm going to use my scale tool and click on it. You can adjust it using the numbers here, or you can just grab it by the corner down here and just move it and then click on scale. Also, in case you haven't seen my other videos on how to do this, see these two little this little chain right here next to the numbers. So if this is locked the way it is right now, whenever I scale this, it's gonna keep it in perspective. In other words, you won't be able to move either the length of it or the width of it. It moves both of them together. It sizes both of them together at the same time. If you only want to adjust the height or the width, click on that chain to break it, and then you can change it one way or the other. Alright. Okay, so I think I want to make it a little bit smaller. Now, oops, I want to keep the scale in perspective. So I just want to make it a little bit smaller. And one thing you need to know is that if you resize this too much or move it around too much, it will get pixelated. So if that happens, just make a note of whatever size or position you have it in, and then delete this layer, import it again, and go and put it straight to the size that you want it to be at. That way you don't pixelate it or make it all fuzzy while you're trying to figure out where you want it or what size you want it. Alright, so on the mesh, Mal has the center marked for you. It's this green line and this pink line here. And this line that goes down the middle of the boobs, that's the center. And I want to have like a little crop top, so I think I want my shirt to come down to this pink line, and I want room for a neckline, but this watermelon is going to interfere in the neckline. So I need to scale this a little bit smaller. Alright, so now I want to figure out what I want the color of my shirt to be. So first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer. So I want this shirt color to be under the watermelon, but I want it to be on top of the mesh. So I'm going to click on the mesh. because when it creates a new layer, it creates the layer one layer up. It creates the layer on top of the mesh itself. So I'm going to click on the mesh, click on layer, click on new layer, and right here you can name it. I'm going to do, you can name it anything you want. You can use numbers. I'm just going to put green because I think we'll do, you know what, let's change it to black. If you change any information, you can go up here, double click, it highlights it black. Because the eyes are black, and if I use green, it might blend in with the rind. If I use pink, it might blend in with the fruit. But if I use black, it picks up the black eyes and makes the rest of this pop. So I've made my layer. I go up here to my color thing, and let's just say it's here. Alright, I don't want this. I want black. So I'm just going to move this all the way up to black. Click on this to save it in my palette. Now let's just say this is a color that you want to match perfectly. Here's how we do that. Go up here to your eyedropper. It's the color picker tool. And you're going to click on the area that you want to color match, and the color will show up here. Let me show you using the pink. So I'm color picking the pink. Get on the right layer. Click on the fruit layer, and that's the color of the watermelon. And then you can go here and save it in your palette. What if I want the darker pinks? Same. You can see the difference. The same for the green. I can color pick all these and save them. Alright, but I want it to be black. So I'm going to click on black, and I'm going to click on paint bucket tool, and I'm going to paint bucket. Okay, so obviously we don't want it to cover the whole thing, so I'm going to turn down the opacity of the black layer so I can see what the hell I'm doing. So turn it down as far as you need to. Alright, so first things first, we need to get rid of the neck. So I'm clicking on the rectangle select tool, and I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to surround this neck area. Make sure you're on this black layer. I hit delete on my keyboard, and just to make sure it's all the way transparent, I'm going to click on layer, transparency, color to alpha. Now if for some reason it won't allow you to do that, here's a little trick. Click on image, click on mode, and make sure this says RGB. Sometimes when you download images or something and you try to use them, it will be indexed. So if it says indexed, just make sure to change it to RGB and you should be fine. Alright, so if you don't cut this out of the base color, when you go to put this on, you're going to have your entire neck covered in black. Okay, so we got to cut this out. Also, I want my shirt to be short sleeved, so I'm going to cut out the arms as well. The arms and my hands, because I want it to be short sleeved. Alright, now we need to cut our neckline. So this hole right here is the neck hole. Now you cannot do this on one of the t-shirts. You can only do this on the nude mesh, the skinny top. You can cut your neck hole in any design you want, as big as you want, as small as you want. You can't do that on the clothing layers, so just make sure you have your hole evenly spaced on the left and the right. I'm looking at this right here. And I don't want it touching my watermelon. And remember, we're cutting it off at the purple right here. Actually, I should have done that first, but it's okay. I'm cutting it off at the purple right here, so I want the space between the bottom of the watermelon fruit and that purple line. I want that space to equal the space between where my neckline is and the top of this fruit. So I think I'm gonna keep it right there for the neckline. So I'm just gonna hit delete on my keyboard now, and there's my neckline. So now there's less space here than there is here, so I need to fix that, but let me cut off my shirt first. Using rectangle select, I just line it up on the purple line, hit delete. The same on the back. You want to line it up on the purple line. And then hit delete. Alright, so now where we see where our lines are, I need to move the watermelon down a little bit. So I'm going to click on the rectangle select, click on the fruit, click on the image, and then using the arrows on my keyboard, I'm going to move it down until it's where I'm happy with it. Okay, that looks okay. Alright, so now I'm going to run the opacity back up on the shirt background and then take a look and see what we got. That's cute. That's cute, but we're not done yet. So if you're afraid you're going to lose your progress, or if you have to use this as a stopping point, you want to save your progress so you can pick it up later. Click on File. Click on Save As, because you're going to have to save two different files for this. First, you have to save your layers file, okay, where it shows your separate layers. So Save As, and I also have a folder for, I used to use different, when I was starting out, I used different folders for stuff like jeans, and in jeans I would put like jean textures, I would put pockets, I would put whatever I needed, like different components I would use to create jeans. And jeans finished was the finished product. So and be descriptive when you're naming this stuff. Don't just save it in there as 1 or 2 or outfit 1 or black. Don't do that. Be specific, because 5 years from now, when you have like 3,000 outfits made and you need to go find something, you're going to want to look for it by name, okay? Not by 1 or 2. You'll be all day finding that shit. So be descriptive. Okay, so I had a t-shirts folder. T-shirts finished. So you can see all the names and stuff. You can see I have 2 files on everything. The XCF file, let me just show you. Open Sesame. So t-shirts finished. Alright, so so the GIMP image would be the XCF file. The PNG file is the finished product. Open with GIMP. So this is the XCF file. Tells you the name right up here. Female skinny, that's the mesh I used. Easter, that was the season, because this was a seasonal thing. Getting glazed was the name of it. Pink was the color of it. And then it says XCF. Alright, the XCF file is where you have all of your layers. And you definitely want to save that. So when you're saving this, you want to save it as save as. I don't use this separate folders like t-shirts finished, jeans finished anymore. I have now just started putting them in one called outfits 1, and I create a new folder. And I'm just going to name this fruit watermelon. And then I make sure to save this inside of this folder. So, underscore fruit watermelon black. So I'm calling it black because that is the main color on the shirt. That's going to be the shirt color, black. So if I change the background to green, then this would be green, but it's black. Now, I'm just going to hit enter on my keyboard, and it's going to automatically save it as an XCF file. Now, I want to save this as a PNG, so now I'm going to export it, and if that does not say PNG, then you need to backspace and type PNG. And it'll save that as well. So that way, if your GIMP crashes, if your computer crashes, you have a way to reopen it. Now to reopen it, just click on File, Open. You want to navigate to this folder, to this thing, to this item, just click on the XCF file, click on Open, and it will open it for you, and all your layers will be there. Okay? Alright, back to our original image. I don't know about you, but I'm already tired of talking. Alright, so now we have our basic shirt laid out. Now we want to do the fancy stuff. We need some trim. So it's hard to make trim show up on black backgrounds. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to change the color of the shirt. So when I do recolors, all I do is make a duplicate. I just right click on the black, click on duplicate, and I make the first black layer invisible because I want to keep it. I don't want to delete it, but I don't want it to show up. So I just make it invisible by clicking the eye. And then I click on the new layer and I go to my color palette. And okay, so let's make it green. Click on green, use my bucket, click on it, and I've turned it green. I don't want it that color green though. I think that's too bright. So I'm going to click on the color palette and I'm just going to move this around until I find a color that suits me. Let's see if this works. I like that. It's a softer color. I like that a lot. Okay, and this will make it easier to show you how to do the trim around the outfit. Alright, So I'm going to open a new file just for the purpose of showing you how to create edging and shadows. Okay. So I'm going to color this the color green. Okay. So to create edging and to create shadows, you use two colors. You use black and you use white. Okay. So you're going to need, I think it's the path tool. GIMP might crash, and this is the issue with this version. Is that sometimes when you use certain tools it will crash on you, but don't worry, I've saved everything. You saw me do that, so I can bring it back. Alright, so let's say, let me cut out a square. Alright, let's say we want to create edging around this square. So select my color, which is going to be black, and the path tool, which looks like a little quill pen, not a quill, but a, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so now I'm going to create a path. I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to make the path on the new layer. So you're just going to draw a line along the edge. So you really only need 2 points for this, and you can grab the last point and drag the line up and down. Make sure to get it straight, and then go to, I haven't done this in a long time. I can't remember how to do this. Okay, here we go. Edit, stroke path, and you need to set whether you're using a solid color or a pattern. And this right here is most important, your line width. This determines how wide your edging is going to be. Let's start with something modest. Let's go with 4 and click on stroke. Okay, so we've stroked the line. Now we are going to click on layer, duplicate the layer. We are going to invert it, click on the rectangle tool, and the white line we're going to move it up so it's on top of the black. Okay, so the reason we're putting the white on top of the black is because, let's just say you're standing in a room and the light is overhead. When the light is shining down on top of you and on top of your clothing, what comes first? The light or the dark? The light. The light is on top. The light beam from the light bulb in the ceiling is shining down on your shirt, so your shirt is going to show the light first, and then the shadow is under that, so we're going to put the black on the bottom. That's the shadow. Okay. So light on top, the white on top, the black on the bottom, and then we are going to click on the top layer, and we're going to click on layer and merge. We're going to merge these down so they are 2. Okay. Now for the side parts, we are going to so I like to put the light on the outside, so we're basically going to do the same thing for the sides. So we're just going to do this all over again. Duplicate, invert. I'm out of practice, y'all. Merge down, and then we're going to move the whole thing back to the edge. If you want to clean up your edges, just click on the free select tool, and you're just going to snip off that corner there. You might have to move the layer in a little bit to line that up. Alright, back to, so this is edging top, edging, whoops, right side. So new layer, this is going to be edging bottom. So on the bottom, you have to go back to thinking to yourself, where's the light coming from? It's coming from up top, okay? So again, the top layer is going to be white. We're going to stroke the path. We are going to duplicate it. We're going to invert the duplicate, and we are going to bring the white up to the top. We're going to merge the layers, and then we're going to clean up this edge. Okay, that doesn't fit, does it? So let's flip, because the white doesn't line up with black here. So, but it does up here. Let's just leave it. Fuck it. Like, who's gonna notice that? Alright, so new layer, edging left side. Alright, so we're gonna create a new path. Click on stroke path. We are going to duplicate it. We are going to invert it, and then we are going to move the white to the inside, merge down, and now we adjust the position of that. Oh, I am cutting off the wrong thing. So we want to go back to edging top, because this little piece hanging out is on the first layer. So we click on that layer, create our triangle, so we snip that off and hit delete on the keyboard, and now you have a decent cut. Okay, so now to create our edging, we go to edging top and click on filter, click on blur, click on Gaussian blur. Now this is already set at 5, and you can see it has blurred somewhat. You turn this down to 0, and it shows you what you're seeing here. This is your preview window. Okay, so, whoa, that's way too much. So you can adjust how you want your edging to look, if you want a softer look or a harder edge. I like mine to look something like that, so I'm going with 6. And click OK. Okay, that might be too soft, so I'm clicking on edit, and I'm going to undo the Gaussian blur, and I'm going to redo it. Blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to turn this down to 5. Okay, I like that better. So I'm going to do all the other layers the same. Filter, I'm going to repeat Gaussian blur. edging, repeat, edging, repeat. Now I'm going to click on each layer, and right here where it says mode up above the opacity, I'm going to click on overlay, and I'm just going to go down the list and do that. Alright, so it's showing up good up here at the top, but these other ones are not showing up that well. So we're just going to adjust them. We're just going to move them. Just going to bring them down and out. And like right here where there's holes in the corners, if you want to fix that, just click on the blur, the smudge tool, and click on like a softer brush. And we need the size to be a little bit bigger. You can see the size of the circle on the screen. And the edging tool. If you're lost about which one is which, just click on the eye and you can see which one you're working with. So I'm just going to kind of drag this out a little bit. I'm blurring it. So okay. And now you have a square neckline or an opening, or however you want to do, whatever you want to make, and it now has an edging. It softens the edges of any opening. You can use this for different things, not just clothing. If you're making photo frames or something, you can use the same method to create a soft opening. Okay, now if you want to do shadows, we're going to use the same colors, black and white, because again, when you have a shadow, let's see, let me see if I can find an example. Okay, here's one. So you see these shadows right here? What creates the shadow? There's white on top of the wrinkle. This is a wrinkle. There's the white part, and there's the black part. See that? The same for this. The black part is vertical. The white part is vertical as well. You can look at any outfit and see. Wrinkles can be done vertically or horizontally, whatever you need to create the look that you're making. They are, on this outfit, they are horizontal and vertical. The horizontal ones are on the boobs, the vertical ones are on the length of the outfit. So, I'm really simple when I make my wrinkles. I don't go into a lot of fanciness because, once again, I don't have the fucking patience. So I'm going to show you an example of how I do mine. So I'm going to create a new layer. We're going to call it wrinkles. And you may want to name your wrinkle depending on where you put it. Wrinkles front lower, or back lower, or back upper, or on top of boob, or under boob, whatever. Okay. So I'm going to use the brush for this, and you want to use a brush that's about 2 wide, possibly 4 in circumference, sorry, not wide. Bigger if you need to, whatever makes you happy. Alright, so we're starting with the black, and I just create, oh my god, that was horrible. I think I need my brush to be a little bit bigger. Okay. Why can I not draw a straight line? Oh my god. Seriously right now? Okay. That'll work. Alright, so basically these are kind of like the wrinkles that I put on the back and sometimes the front of a shirt. So I create my wrinkles, and then I duplicate the layer, and then I invert it to white, and then click on the rectangle select, click on the image, and I'm going to move the white wrinkles up a few clicks. So you can see the white's on top, the black is under. Now I'm going to merge these down so they are one layer. Okay. Now I am going to, I do this part kind of backwards. I go to the mode, I click on overlay, okay, and then I go to filters, I go to Gaussian blur, find your wrinkles, there we are. Okay, I turned it up a little bit, and if I need them to be wider or softer or lighter, so if I need them to be longer, I just change the size of my brush, I make it bigger, and then I just drag out the ends. Okay, that's one way to do it. You can lower the opacity of the layer. You can click on the wrinkle layer right here, the opacity. Turn this down if you want it to be lighter. You can barely see it now. It looks more natural. So that's how you make wrinkles. And if you want to make boob shadows, I will show you that on the actual outfit. So that's just a little short tutorial on wrinkles and edging so that you understand what I'm about to do next. Okay, so for edging, you have to do this in pieces a lot of times. You can't just draw a circle around there and be done with it. You have to do it in pieces sometimes. So I am going to go ahead and work on the edging, and unless I need to explain something, I'm just going to be quiet and you can just watch while I work. Alright, now I'm going to make the edging for the bottom of the shirt on the front and also the back. This is going to be a little bit easier than the neckline. We're just going to do a straight line all the way across. Just make sure you're on the right layer when you're doing this stuff. Because I was not. So sometimes what I will do to ensure that I'm getting the same edging on the bottom back of the shirt as I am the front, I will just make a duplicate of the first one and flip it around. So I'm just going to right click on this layer, click on duplicate or duplicate, and wait a second. I already made a new layer, didn't I? So I'm going to delete this one. It was blank. Okay, edging, back, bottom. You just rename it, you know. Come on. Delete that. Okay. And it's still down here though. So I'm going to click on the rotate tool, click on this, click on 180. It's right, where did it go? I lost it. Let's see if we can find it. Wow, I freaking lost it. So let's just draw it. Or we can do it this way. We can duplicate it and we can manually move it. Let's try rotating it now. Oh, I know what happened. So this needs to come down. There it is. Okay. There. All right. And this is the back bottom. Stop it. For fuck's sake. gives me hell every frickin' time. Alright, so we have our edging on our neckline, our bottom in the front, and the bottom in the back. So now let's do the tricky part. Let's edge the arms. And yes, it is tricky. So we're going to turn the background, the t-shirt color, we're going to turn that down. So this right here, this area right here on both sides of the mesh is your armpit area. Not armpit, but sleeve. This is a short sleeve. If you want longer sleeves, you're going to have to use the arms over here. So let's create a new layer. This is going to be edging left arm. And I'm going to do this all in one whack. It is not going to be perfect. I never get the arm right, so if you get it too close to the edge, it's gonna, when you try it on, it's gonna be cut off. So you don't want to get too close to the edge. I am probably too close to the edge right now, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so strike the path. Duplicate, invert. I'm going to put the light on the inside this time. Merge down. Overlay. And Gaussian blur of 3. And I'll pull this in just a tad. And I'll turn this opacity up so you can see how it looks. So we're going to turn this back down so we can see what we're working on. And now we are going to draw the edging on the right side. Just follow the mesh lines. Folks, you are coloring inside the lines. If you sucked at coloring inside the lines, this is probably not for you. It's a hard truth. And making clothing is not freaking easy, and it is not for the weak. Some people make it look easy, but as soon as you get in here, you're going to be pulling your wig out. Trust me, honey. Because I think I've ruined like 12 wigs over this bullshit. I ain't even lying. Alright. And this is just the shirt. This ain't the underwear, the pants, the shoes, or nothing. This is just a freaking shirt. Alright, so we have our edging around the neck, we have the arm edging, the back bottom edging, and we have the front bottom edging. Now let's take a second look at the position of this watermelon. Probably needs to go up a tad. But now I'm like, it kind of blends in on the shirt. Let's give this sucker a drop shadow. Click on filters, click on light and shadow, drop shadow. Now you can make your drop shadow black, you can make it green, you can make it white, you can make it this pink color, any freaking color you want to. If you want it to be psychedelic, use some bullshit like this. You can change the color of your drop shadow. You can change the intensity. This right here, allow resizing. If that is checked, uncheck it. Okay, click on OK. We see our drop shadow is too fat, so we're going to undo that, and we're going to turn down our numbers a little bit. Why am I going up? Get it together, beebs. Get it together. I want black though. That's better. Click on drop shadow, and I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Just make sure you click on the drop shadow layer when you do that. That's cute. Alright, that makes it pop a little bit. What else do we need? We need boob shadows. That's what we need. You were waiting for this moment, weren't you? I know you are. Just admit it. Folks, if you're not drinking enough water every day, do better and get you some electrolytes. When you're feeling like shit, those suckers will perk you right up. Okay, boob shadows. So we're turning down our shirt layer again so we can see what the hell we're doing, because we need to see the boobs. So we got our boobs right here. Obviously, we need a new layer, and this goes on top. So this is the boob highlight. No, we're going to do the low light first. Let's do the boob under shadow first. That's the black part. We're going to use a brush for this, and our brush needs to be big enough to fit up under the boob. And let's make our little fruity fruit invisible for now so we can see the boobs better. Again, make sure you're on the correct layer. Okay, so I want my tool to be a little bit bigger. Stop snickering. Everyone likes a big tool. Alright. Too big, I think. Size matters. Alright, we're on the right layer. We have black. We have our paintbrush. So I'm just going to draw a line right up under here. And you want it to be as straight as possible. I obviously suck at drawing a straight line. Fucking hell. Seriously. Just follow the curve of the boob. Alright? So, you're going to want to make a duplicate, and you're going to click on this flip arrow right here. And when it flips it, just move that second layer over to the other boob and just line it up. Alright, and then you're going to merge these two layers, because I mean, it don't hurt to make your boob shadows all on one layer. Alright, so now we are going to turn this down to an overlay. First of all, let's turn our shirt opacity back up to max. Obviously you don't want a hard line there, correct? Correct. So this is where the Gaussian blur comes into play. You just want to turn that up until it gets to the shadow that you want. So you want something soft like that. So that's on 46. Let's go to 50. That is not dark enough. So let's undo that and let's do let's try 40. That's a little bit better. It doesn't look dark enough. So I'm just gonna make a duplicate, and if you need it lighter, just turn down the duplicate. But you can adjust. There's different ways you can adjust. Okay, so now we have our under boob shadow. Now we want to make our shadow for on top of that. We're going to make our highlight. So we're going to create a new layer, and this is going to be our boob highlight. And when you're making shadows, what do you need other than black? You need white. So we're going to set the color to white. We're going to save that in our palette. And we're going to use a brush. And this time we're going to make our brush a good size. We don't want to make it too big. So make sure you're on the new layer, and you're just going to put a dot, like you're going to place it so that the nipple is in the bottom part of your brush. And you can put both of these on the same layer. Now we're going to go to blur, Gaussian blur, and watch the window. You're going to turn that up until it gets to how you want it. Let's try 60. Now let's see how that looks. That's might be a little too bright. So we'll just click on the boob highlight and we'll turn down the opacity. There we go. Now it looks like the light is shining down on your shirt and it's hitting the top of your boobs first, creating a shadow underneath. So now you have boobs. You have boobs. Oh my God. Who would have thunk it, right? Alright, so let's bring our watermelon back and the drop shadow. Oh, it's right between your boobs. Snuggled all soft. It's got like a little cushy spot there right between the boobs. Alright, let's make some wrinkles on the back of the shirt. Remember how we did that? Wrinkles on the back. So basically this right here is our canvas, but you do want to turn down the opacity again so you don't go outside the lines here, because if you get too close to these edges right here, it's going to go around the waist, like the side of your shirt, and you don't want that. You want to kind of keep them in this area right here. Remember to find your center, and you want to keep them like right in there. So we're using our brush, and again, we want a small brush. We want something like, no, that's too big. That's too small. Whoa, 600? What? Yep, that's better. Actually, that still might be too big. Let's try 4. Okay, 4 looks good. And make sure you're on the right layer. We need black. And so we're going to do, so right about in here is your mid back area. So let's do a short one, a long one, another short one, and then we're going to duplicate, and we're going to invert the duplicate, and then we're going to bring that up, because remember, the light color, the white, is on top, and we're looking at this upside down. Okay. These wrinkles might be too fat. So, alright, so let's merge the layers, and now we're going to turn them into overlays, and let's turn this up a little bit so you can see. We can still see the mesh through it, but we can see the wrinkles better. So now we are going to filter this bitch. Oh yeah, let's filter it. Where's our wrinkle? Oh, because I'm on the wrong freaking layer. Where's our wrinkles? Oh, I think I know what I've done wrong. Click on the layer first, and then click on Gaussian blur. There we are. There they are, right there. Alright, so now let's, whoa, that escalated. Okay, let's try 7. Alright. Let's turn this up. Now make a note of how much room you got to go out to the sides with. Not much. So we're going to turn this up so we can get a better idea of what we got going on here. I'm going to click on the, I think I might have made these like way too thick. Click on the layer, and I'm just going to like, oh crap. Just pull them out a little bit. Oh, I fucked that up. Fucked it up. Alright, and I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And say you want some on the front as well, you can just duplicate this layer. It says copy, so you know the difference. Click on rotate. You're going to type in 180, and it's right here. See how it's offset? All you have to do is click on the flip button, and it'll put it in position. And you just bring your wrinkles down a little bit, like to the stomach area. You can't really see it because, you know, the watermelon and the boobs and all that. So, alright, so now let's make the mesh invisi, and let's take a look at our shirt. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Alright, so let's save that sucker. Save as. We already have one. We already have the black one saved, but this one is green. And we're going to export it as green as well. Now we're going to upload this sucker. Okay, give me a minute. and let me get logged into RLC, and I'll be back. And we are back. I am in my clothing design Zabby. It is a hot ass mess, and this is like a lot of years old, so don't judge me. Okay, so this is a shirt. So now we need to upload this sucker so that we can okay, so you're gonna go to your, let me close this stuff, your profile homepage, click on clothing tab, scroll down to the bottom, click on my designed clothing. So we are going to click on create outfit. This is a new style, female torso. It is a skinny top. So we're going to click on, for the model, we are going to click on skinny top. And if so skinny tops go on skin and clothing. They are a skin layer, and your outside shirt is going to be on clothing layer. If it's a bra or pasties or anything that goes under the top layer, or a necklace or something, you're going to put that on sex clothing. If you want it stuck on your skin, on top of your skin, it's tattoo. And if you're creating a skin or anything like that, it will be skin. Okay, so click on add texture, and we are going to upload a new texture. We are going to name it. This is fruit, watermelon, green. Okay. Browse. We are going to outfits 1, and this is fruit, watermelon, and we are going to upload the picture of our green watermelon shirt, and we are going to click on upload texture. It costs 1 ray per upload. Okay, so you need some rays in your account. Alright, so now we are going to publish the outfit, and let me get off the stance floor. Click on test outfit on avatar, and it puts it on you. Now let's see how we did. Okay, so our boobs have distorted the shape and the view of the watermelon. So you can choose to leave it like that, or it looks kind of evil. It looks like a mean, look at the eyes. It looks like a mean little watermelon, and its little arms are like, I'm coming to get you, rah, rah, rah. Doesn't it? Oh my God, too funny. I'm going to leave it though, just for the purpose, because this is a training video. Alright, so our side seam, we did good on the left side. See how that connects smoothly? We did good right there. Let's look at the right side. Ugh, what happened here? What happened here? We need to fix that. Oh my God. Don't be that person that leaves that shit. Alright? Especially if you're trying to mark your outfits up to 15 or 20 rays. Don't leave that shit. Fix it. The arms look alright. This one could use a little work, but like I said, this is hard to do. It's not going to be perfect. The edging on this one looks better. The edging on the neck looks okay. We did alright for our first go. Oh, y'all, I am tired. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make this whole outfit today. Alright, let's fix this little deflitchy issue right here. See that? That looks like dog shit. So our bottom piece in the front needs to be angled upwards. So Let's bring the mesh back. Let's lower the green a little bit. And it's this right here. So this needs to go up instead of out. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little finagling here, okay? We're going to do a little finagling. So we find the edging for the front bottom. We're going to create a new layer called front bottom fix. That lets us know if we look at this 6 months from now, oh, we tried to fix this little issue here, okay? So I'm going to make a duplicate of the front of the edging front bottom, and I'm going to make that invisible. This is going to be my backup copy just in case I fuck this up, okay? It's my safe save, so to speak. So I click on the edging front bottom copy, and I'm going to, first I'm going to make this brush a lot smaller. I'm going to erase this right here, erase a little bit of it because this needs to go up. And I don't remember what the size of my brush was. Was it 4 or was it 3? Let's try 3. And I am going to, I didn't mean to do that. I am going to my fix layer, and I am going to redraw this. Oh, we used this, didn't we? We're going to redraw the line, and we're just going to angle it upwards a little bit. Stroke the path. We're going to duplicate. We're going to invert. And merge down, and then we're going to lower this so that we might have to rotate it a little bit too. Alright, so we're going to overlay. Oh, Gaussian blur was what, 3, I think. And then we're going to use the smudge tool to blend this a little bit. It doesn't want to blend. There. All right. Now let's turn this back up. And let's see what we got here. Let's make our mesh invisi. Let's make sure our shirt's turned up 100%. We're going to resave this, and we're going to change the name of it. I just put a 1 on the end. That lets me know that I had to redo it or I had to fix it in some way. And this is the newest version, so I just put a 1 behind the green. We're going to export it, put a 1 behind the green. Now, when you upload, okay, we're going to go to the bottom and click on back. Now, when you do a fix, you do not have to re-upload a new texture. All you have to do is click on replace, choose your file. We choose green 1, that's the fix. Replace the texture. There is no charge for this. I learned this the hard way. Don't be like BB. Don't learn the hard way, okay? Publish the outfit, test it on avatar, and Ugh, crap. The fix just wasn't that good. So we need to angle it. That's not what the fuck I wanted to do. I seriously talk to myself like this all day long when I'm working. Alright. So we need to do that a little bit better. You just keep working at it. I'm not going to redo it. But you just keep working at it. Keep changing it until you get it right. And when you're ready to stick it in the catalog, I'm going to list it as a freebie. So, watermelon cutie, green. Please try before you buy. No refunds. It's a freebie anyway, but auto update. The price is 0. I never put a limit on purchases. You don't want to change that unless you're doing a future thing. Release mode or edit mode. So if I need to close it out for now until I get my graphic done, I will put it in edit mode, and that way it will not be in the catalog. Nobody sees it but you. But I'm going to go ahead and make the graphic. So I'm going to do watermelon cutie. Oh God. Oh, female green. Of course I don't. You know what? Let me just buy some more. Cause fuck it, I'll use them anyway. Profile tab, avatar tab, purchase however many slots you want, enter your PIN, and then you have 10 more slots. Watermelon cutie green female. Save outfit. So now I want to do a TG version. So I need to find a TG I need to get my TG Avi. Let's see. I really want her to be wearing some denim shorts, but that'll work. Alright. So this is my female version. I am going to open a new tab, and I'm going to do new style, transgender female, torso, skinny top, skin, clothing, add texture. Do not, the system won't let you anyway, but do not re-upload the same texture. It is already in your inventory. So you're going to click on this, upload new texture, go to existing current group, and it will be right there. And click on that, it uploads it, publish. Watermelon cutie green TG. Please try before you buy. No refunds. Test on avatar, and there you go. There's how the wrinkles look. I'm just going to stick this out there for free because of that little snafu right there. I just don't feel like fixing it. I am tired. I'm tired. I don't bother with this crap. We'll do the file in a few minutes. Updates, auto, free price. Don't change any of this. Okay. So now let's save it in our closet. Watermelon Cutie Green TG. Alright, so let's go take some pictures. And this is my setup. The credit for this pose goes to Forbidden FBX. I think she's the one that put this in forums years ago, that this is the pose she uses, and I was looking for something. I was like, why the fuck not? Let's do it. So this is don't copy me. I copied somebody else, but she's not in World anymore, so. But the state for this is male hand job begin, and it puts you on your side, and I just leave her there, and you'll see how I do my artwork. So alright, so we need to apply the outfit front and back. So right click on the trigger, edit the bot. We're going to do the female. Fucking hell. I want a nap. Like, I want a serious nap. Okay, so I'll leave these lit up until I have both of them dressed, because I want the animations to stay in unison. So whenever I unlock these, I'm going to do it fast so that it doesn't change up. So when she has her hand in front, she has her hand in front. See that? Okay. So now I am going to take some pictures. You can take a screenshot. I'm using the little snipping tool, and I'm going to put this in GIMP. So that's the female. And now we need to change this to, we need to get our TG version now. Oh, okay. Wasn't even watching the hand placement when I took the other one. It's okay. Alright. So now we are done with the in-world stuff. So I am going to put my regular clothes back on. And I got a little dance floor right here. So alright, so now we are working in GIMP. Alright, so I have a separate folder for the finished product of my outfits. These threads, and I'm going to call this one new folder, Watermelon Cutie. So I have my folders by the names of the outfits, so when I want to see something in particular about a certain outfit, I know what folder to go to. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is highlight the background. It's just one click. Now, when you take these screenshots of your outfits, make sure that you're not holding a glowy, because it will distort your photo and it won't be this easy to delete the background. This is why I use a neutral gray background, and also why I do not carry a glowy when I am doing outfits. Alright, so one click and I've outlined both avies. I hit delete on my keyboard, select none, and now I am going to get rid of the little bits and bobs. It's basically one click and delete on your keyboard. Just delete all the gray areas. Even around the hair if you have any. Okay. Now that is done. And now I am going to brighten it. I have a preset of 30 for outfits. So that brightens. If you don't know how to do that, click on color, brightness. You set your brightness right here. And then once you're done, you click this little plus and it adds it to your presets. You can name it too. So now I am going to crop this and I'm going to save it as an individual piece. So I am going to export this to these threads, watermelon cutie, and I'm going to name this watermelon cutie female front PNG. I named the outfit. Oh, I forgot to add the color. I forgot to add the color front green. Just in case you have recolors, okay? So I named the outfit. I named what version, male, female, TG, front or back, and the color. Okay? So now I'm going to undo the crop because now I want to get the bottom one. So I'm just going to crop the bottom one. And this one's gonna be the back. Oops. In green. So now I'm done with that one. Now we're gonna do the same to this one. Oh, don't be an ass. My back hurts. That's why I'm sighing so much. It just hurts. Stop being a turd muffin. There we go. Oh my God, seriously? Alright, that wants to be a turd, so I'm just going to leave that one. Alright. Now we're going to brighten it. And now we're going to save it. We need these threads. Watermelon cutie. TG front green PNG. This is the back. Alright, we are done with that. Now we need to make our sign. I am going to make one from scratch. I collected a bunch of backgrounds. I have a folder with backgrounds. I just kind of looked around and decided I like these little, they look like photography backdrops, and I just collected a bunch of them, and that's what I like to use for mine. But use whatever you want, like whatever you want your background to be. Alright, so I want something summery. Let's see if there's anything for summer. Summer backyard. I reckon that'll be alright. So backdrop, summer, backyard. That's what I'm going to import. So I'm going to open. And I'm going to go to Beast Threads, backdrops, and summer backyard. So I left some space up here at the top for my name. I use cooltext.com for that. And I just find something, you know, I like that looks summery. Watermelony, summery. Well, that's cool looking, but not what I want. I need a fucking nap. I'm just gonna use this one. You know what? Let me look at the fonts. Let's do fun. Let's see what they got. That looks cute. Let's do Nickelodeon. And then we can pick the logo. Let's see. I spend way too much fucking time looking at this. But I don't care. Alright, let's do this one. Okay, we'll do the name of my business, Beast Threads. Create logo. Download. We'll go into Beast Threads. Beast Threads. I want to save that to my. I want to pin it. Pin. Okay, Beast Threads. And this is going in my logos folder or miscellaneous. Logo. Beast Threads. Red candy. That's not the name of it, but I can't remember the name right now. So we'll just go with that. So open. We're going to our miscellaneous logos. It's the logo Beast Threads. Red candy right here. And I don't really want the red. Because I think it looks ridiculous on this. So I might change it to green. Let me make a copy in case I fuck it up. Alright. And now I'm going to import, I'm going to Watermelon Cutie folder, and I'm going to import the female back, female front, everything I saved, I'm going to import it. TG front and back as well. We're opening these as layers. I'm going to make these invisible except for the ones I'm working with. I'm just going to use my rotate button to turn this around. Use my scale button. You just eyeball it. My cell phone's getting in my way of my mouse. Need to move that. Oh. So basically you just keep adjusting it until it's something you like. These are not my shorts, so I'm going to make a note on here. So I'm going to make a text layer. So I want my font to be Times New Roman bold. My color is black. So shirt only. And I am going to change the size of this a little bit. And now I'm going to save it in the Watermelon Cutie folder. So this is going to be sign Watermelon Cutie female green. And I'm going to export it as a JPEG. And now I am going to make the TG visible. And now I'm going to put the TG models, I'm going to line them up with the female models. So I put the feet in the same position, and then I use the scale button to lower the height, fix the width, Oh God, I hit the wrong freaking button. I do that a lot. And now I make the female invisible. And now I want to do the other one the same way. Oh shit, I forgot to do the drop shadow. I told you, I have not done this in a while. It's been a long time since I've made anything new. Alright, to make the drop shadow, just go up to Filter, Light and Shadow, Drop Shadow. I usually have it on 8, 8, and 15, but it is up to you what you do. And then, same for my logo. I usually do a better job on my artwork and everything. I'm just kind of throwing this together to show you guys. So this is going to be a sign, and this is going to be for the TG model. And remember, we are saving the layer file as well, which is the XCF file for GIMP. Why isn't it capping? Okay, now we have to fix the female version. We have to add the drop shadow. So I'm just going to make the TG stuff invisible and bring back the female models. And then from there, add the drop shadow. Like, you do not have to make a whole new sign for female, TG, and male. Just do them all on the same background. Just make invisible the layers you don't need. So if I was making a male outfit, I would have the male on this same sign. I would just have that stuff invisible. So, and recolors the same. If I make recolors, I just add them on the same sign and just make the old colors invisible. Like, you don't have to, like, make it easy on yourself. Don't keep redoing your work for simple stuff like that. So I'm gonna resave this. This is the sign female green. Replace, export, female green JPG. I want to replace that. Alright, so we have our artwork done. So now we're going back to, this is the female shirt. So we're going to choose our file. We're going to go to the folder where we have, now I know I saved that. Where that? Oh my God. Oh. And now we're going to Watermelon Cutie, and we're going to upload our female sign. And then we are going, because this is a freebie, so the price is 0. We're going to save the changes. And now we are going to our TG version. We're going to choose file. We're going to select the TG sign, upload, and save our changes. Now we go to the clothing catalog, browse designers, type in your name. What the fuck? Why isn't it showing up? What did I do? So let's go take a look and see what happened. It says not for sale. We didn't fix that. For sale. And we'll put this one for sale. Now, refresh. There they are. Whoo-wee. That was too much light work, wasn't it? Alright, so, and that's how you do a basic shirt. There are all kinds of things you can do, different styles. Use your imagination. Maybe I'll come back later and do the shorts. Here's another style of shirt. Cutouts. You can do cutouts. There's just no limit to what you can do. It's just whatever your imagination brings you. You can use different fabrics. Hold on, there was one. Yep, this one. So I used a different fabric, a different cut, and I made those shorts. Those are mine. But anyway, so that's how you make a shirt, and maybe I'll come back and show you the shorts later. I think I said that. So I hope this is helpful in some way. If you have a question, please reach out to me. I don't know it all, but if I can help you, I will let you know. I cannot do one-on-one instruction. I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the time for it. This is why I create YouTube videos. I do stuff when I have time and when I feel like it. Do not ask me to instruct you. The answer is no. I just, like I said, I don't have the time for it. I do not have the patience for it. But I hope this is helpful. And good luck on your future business as a clothing designer. Take care, everybody.